Okay, so just that way they Tyler. You go to the office.
I know.
I think you travel.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start, I ask that everybody silence their phones. If they're not silenced, please silence them. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the Eastlake North 19th Annual Sports Hall of Fame Induction Ceremony. It's a night where we come together to celebrate excellence, tradition, and a lasting legacy of athletic achievement. My name's Bob Foley. Tonight I will be your host and MC for the Master of Ceremonies. I'm a member of a proud member of the Hall of Fame Committee. I'm a member of the Eastlake North Sports Hall of Fame, and I'm a graduate of Eastlake North class of 1972. Tonight isn't just about records and trophies. It's about the people behind them. The teammates who became family, the coaches who pushed for greatness, and the moments that define not just seasons but lives. Our Hall of Fame represents the best of Ranger athletics, what they stand for: dedication, preservation, integrity, and pride. Each of our inductees has not only excelled in their sport, but they've carried those life lessons with them into their careers, their families, and their communities. As we honor their accomplishments tonight, we also recognize the countless parents, teachers, mentors that help make those successes possible. Tonight we'd like to recognize the Pecos Family Foundation as the main event sponsor. We thank them for their significant contributions to our efforts and continued support. That for the Pecos Foundation. Let us all remember the athletes, the coaches, and the Hall of Famers that are deceased. Let's take 10 seconds of silence in their honor. Let's also include classmates, teammates, friends, family, and loved ones. We're all living in a very changed, different world today. But one thing that has not changed since 1958, 67 years, North High has and continues to pump out so many great athletes. Make no mistake about it, North Athletics are alive and well. We are Ranger strong. The North Sports Hall of Fame Committee offers a very special welcome to all the Hall of Famers that are present tonight. Thank you for being here. The Hall of Famers present and the committee would like to welcome every athlete being inducted tonight in the class of 2025. Welcome to a very exclusive group. Shortly you will become North Hall of Famers. I always say, student athletes graduate, tradition doesn't, it's passed on. And that's what this is about. So how exclusive a group is it? In the 67 years of North Athletics, we estimate there have been 26,175 athletes to wear the orange and black. There are 257 individuals, 48 teams in the North Sports Hall of Fame. That is less than 1% of anyone that ever strapped the uniform on is in the Hall of Fame. That is an exclusive group. Our Hall of Fame consists of coaches, contributors, administrators, and athletes. The members of the Hall of Fame boast the following achievements as coaches. Many are in the North Hall of Fame, many are in the State of Ohio Hall of Fame, they're in National Hall of Fames, became NCAA head coaches, some pro sport coaches, some won pro sport coordinators and sport championships. The athletes, we have All Conference, we have All News Herald, we have All Plain Dealer, here's the name of the past, the Cleveland Press, we have All Cleveland Press, All Painesville Telegraph, We've had all sectional, all district, all regional, all Ohio. We've had all Americans. We've had MVPs. We've had players of the week. We've had players of the year, NCAA All-Americans, NCAA champions, Super Bowl champion 3 times, North Sports Hall of Fame, College Hall of Fames, National Hall of Fames, the Boxing Hall of Fame. Professional athletes became professional athletes. We've had U.S. Olympic trial participants, international champions, Cleveland Sports Hall of Fame. And we've had athletes go on to coaching careers in college and professional and sports on a championship level. We also have a world champion, which is very rare. We have a world champion that graduated from Eastlake North. And with all that, I would say this: that's not a bad resume for the school on Stevens Boulevard in Eastlake, Ohio. The North Sports Hall of Fame, again, is exclusive and an exceptional group. Induction class of 2025, you now will become sports legends. You're great athletes, high character, and moral compass. Hall of Famers all know no one gets there by themselves. Yes, athletes, you worked hard, you were disciplined to perfect your craft. Let's remember the other pieces of the puzzle that help you become the top 1%. Your coaches, your teammates, your community, your parents, your siblings, your family, your competitors, and so many more. The induction class of 2025, think about the athletes and the coaches that set the table before you, the standards that help you become the top 1%. If some of those athletes or coaches are in the room tonight, tell them. Make sure you tell them. It means a lot to them. Tonight we have athletes from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the millennium. Tonight's class, we thank you for being an athlete and passing on the tradition to future Rangers. Dennis Riley, induction, invocation, please.
Please bow your head. Lord, thank you for the many blessings that you've bestowed upon us. In a special way, we pray for the people being inducted tonight. May you continue to bless them and keep them in your favor. Bless the families and friends who have gathered here tonight to honor our inductees. Lord, thank you for the North High Athletic Hall of Fame Committee. Through their hard work and dedication, we have gathered here tonight for this wonderful celebration. Lord, bless this food we are about to eat and those who have prepared it for us. May this food nourish us so that we continue to do your will. Amen.
Dennis Riley, the current athletic director at Northeast. Enjoy your meal. Being the 19th year, normally at this time we surprise the crowd because the marching band comes through and plays about 4 songs for us, and they do the alma mater. However, they have a prior engagement and couldn't come. So, committee member Michelle Boswick put together a song. It's our alma mater, which hopefully I don't have the same problems that the stage had. But when you do an alma mater, I want you on your feet.
Okay. Are you singing?
So the committee committee took a vote. It was either Michelle was going to say it or we were going to do that. It was unanimous. All right, let's start with this. Again, we'd like to thank the Pecos Family Foundation as tonight's main event sponsor. They've been a sponsor for the past six years, I believe. Without them, this is not possible. Induction class of 2025, Hall of Fame committee and all the Hall of Famers present roll out the red carpet for you and your family on your special night. Enjoy the evening. We know it's one you will remember for the rest of your life. This is important, inductees, as you've agreed. Please keep your speech to 3 minutes. As you get within 30 seconds, we'll give you a kind of a heads up. But, you know, please stay at 3 minutes. Let's avoid some embarrassing moments where just follow the committee rules and we'll do good, okay? The Hall of Fame committee works very hard to make this event, our ceremony, second to none. We believe it's the top high school Hall of Fame ceremony in the country. We do. Like my North teammates, my Hall of Fame committee members, each now are lifelong friends. And I hold them all in the highest regards. So I'm proud to be part of the group. And as I introduce the committee to come forward, as I call your name, please come forward and come up on the stage. Dave Craig. Dave Craig's a Hall of Fame member, longtime wrestling and track coach at North. He's a friend of so many, and Dave is our committee treasurer. John Matucci. John's the son of Hall of Fame wrestling coach John Matucci. John wrestled at the Ohio State University. Today, he's a Delta Airlines captain, just retired, but he circled the world, and only John will know what Squawk 7600 means. Dennis Riley, former North varsity basketball boys coach, president AD. You can't imagine the job he does as an AD, but he still finds time to support the Hall of Fame effort. Jeff Barashon. Jeff's a Hall of Fame member and consistent supporter of the Hall of Fame. He's a great knowledge and is our committee soccer expert. Tina Britton Slivka. She's a member of the Hall of Fame as a lady track star. She's presently the co-secretary of the Hall of Fame. Michelle Boswick, member of the Hall of Fame as a lady track star as well, presently co-secretary of the Hall of Fame. Glenn Berkey. Glenn's a founding member of the Hall of Fame and was the secretary. Chuck Berger, founding member of the Hall of Fame and our chairman. All facets of the North Sports Hall of Fame were put in place by both Glenn and Chuck. What a success for 19 years. Like all North 1% top Hall of Fame athletes, Chuck and Glenn had help along the way. Donna Berger, Suzanne Berkey, would you please stand? We thank you for everything you've done for the Hall of Fame and sharing your family, your time, for all the good of the Hall of Fame. Chuck and Glenn, thank you. We're all grateful for your vision, your leadership, and the door is always open. They both retire from the committee tonight. This is their last step. The Hall of Fame committee is proud of the new plaqueboards. You see a plaqueboard over there? That's this year's inductees. For every year since 2007, the plaqueboards hang in the halls at Eastlake North High School. They'll be there forever. They're bronze, and they line the hall outside the gymnasium. If you've not gone to North High to see them, I suggest you do it. It is absolutely an impressive sight. It's just another item that makes our Hall of Fame second to none. Thank you. The main event, we're going to induct some people tonight, which is And truthfully, this is one of my favorite evenings of the year. I just love coming, seeing people that I haven't seen in a long time. And some people I only see once a year. I see them here. I live in Florida. I'm not up here very often. I want to move this to August. It's too cold out, but this has been great. Our first inductee is Bill Sabin. Bill is from the class of 19.
What?
Oh my. Would the defendant please rise? Okay. I missed the Hall of Fame baseball coach, John Spark Stankel. All right, I'm gonna tap dance real quick. I did it on purpose. I saved the best till last. How's that? Now, John, I am really sorry. If I could read my writing, he'd been introduced. Thank you, Michelle. John, again, Spark, I'm really sorry. All right. First inductee is Bill Sabin, class of 1967 baseball. His sponsors, Jeff Barbick. Bill was all Greater Cleveland Conference. Bill was sorry he was unable to attend tonight as he had a prior professional obligation. He's a professor of psychology at the University of Wisconsin at La Crosse. So, Bill Sabin. Our next inductee, Brad Kuhn, class of 2001, baseball. Sponsor, Baseball Alumni Association. Brad's baseball awards tell the story. 2001, he was the MVP of the PAC Conference Champion Rangers. All-Star teams, he was in the GCBCA, he was all News Herald, all Tri-County, all Cuyahoga, the Cuyahoga Falls Tournament MVP. He was a college NAIA All-American. He's a 15th round draft choice of the California Angels. Spent time with the Washington Nationals, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Tampa Bay Rays organization. Presently, he's the head baseball coach at Division I Lipscomb University. That's in the ASUN Conference.
There you go.
Yes, in Nashville, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, Brad Kuhn.
Thank you. Thank you to the Hall of Fame for nominating me and everybody that voted for me. That's a tremendous honor. I'm going to make this quick. As we all know, we have 3 minutes. Post high school, I got a chance to do a lot of baseball. Baseball's been my life forever. As he said, I got drafted. I played with the Angels organization for a long time. And in AAA, I'm invited to Major League Spring Training, and the center fielder in AA is Mike Trout, and we're both playing. We're in a Major League Spring Training game. He's batting first, I'm batting second, and he comes up, and we're actually playing the Indians, and he leads off the game. First pitch of the game, the home run to dead center field. Mike Trout gets out of the box like a bull. You can feel the ground shaking when he runs, and he crosses home plate, and I give him a little fist bump as I walk to the plate, and I just remember thinking to myself, we played the same position. I'm not in a good spot right there. I get hit a single to center field, steal second, steal third. That's kind of what I did. But nonetheless, I played center field one more year in AAA, and then next year I got released and signed with some other teams. But Mike Trout is Mike Trout, so I don't lose any sleep knowing that he took my position a little bit. But of all the baseball I got to play, none of that happens without the foundation of a great high school program. And that's not about the name of the school; it's about the people behind it. And the primary people the coaches that I played for, Chuck Furline as a freshman, Mark Abramovich, Todd Shannon, Matt Blair, and obviously Coach Senkel poured into me more than just on the field, off the field as well. I continue to try to live like that and pour into my team that way, but I'm very, very thankful for them, very thankful for everybody in my family. Thank you for everything, very honored.
Just talk about me. They'll understand.
Next honoree, Vjekoslav. Did I say it right? Detich. Class of 1992 soccer. Sponsor, Jeff Barishon. He's a co-captain of the Greater Cleveland Conference champion team. First team, all Greater Cleveland. Second team voted best defensive player at North. Received this college scholarship to Cleveland State University. Played 4 seasons. And like a good child, he returned to Eastlake North as an assistant soccer coach.
Woo!
I don't have a Mike Trout story, so real quick, I'd like to thank my family for instilling the values to help me get here. I'd like to thank my coaches, Kirk McGow, Jeff Barishon, and Steve Missick, who took my values and helped me shape me into the player I became and helped me get here tonight. It's a real hard, as a young player, at a young age, to show appreciation to those that gave so much to me between the coaches and the school. So as a way of giving back, I decided to come back and coach at the high school. I've been there for 25, 26 years, something like that now. And I don't think that was enough, so I had my 3 boys go to North as well. I just hope I can give back to the kids that I coach now what these coaches gave to me coming through the high school. So I really want to thank them once again. Special shout out to the coaches. I believe Eastlake North is a big part of the development for me as a fine young man. And I think I passed it on to the kids I coached that came through after, as well as my boys. So proud of that.
I know. Me too.
The other thing, obviously, this is an individual award, but without all the teammates and coaches and the people behind the scenes, trainers and whatnot behind the administration, none of this is possible. So those people usually go unthanked, but tonight I'm thanking all of those people because that's why I'm here today. So let's give a round of applause for all those people. In closing, I just want to thank Mr. Riley and the Hall of Fame committee and all our sponsors tonight for putting up this great event. Thank you very much.
Okay, my name's Charlie Berger. I was introduced a little while ago. I've run the circus for 19 years, and as you were told, this is where I end my career. Probably tomorrow there will be a little bit of a void in my life, but your mind and your body tells you when it's time to hang something up. I asked for this honor tonight. The most important people are the inductees that are being honored tonight, but also we love it when former Hall of Fame members come back and join us. And this evening we have 68 Hall of Fame members in the room. We want to thank them so much, and I want to introduce them to you. But the most important thing are our sponsors. We already mentioned Fred Bacus and his foundation, but we have many sponsors. The ones that sponsor the plaques, the one that sponsors the cost of the showcase board, and all the meals that are, all the inductees tonight are paying for nothing, and their spouses are guests. So this is not an inexpensive evening, and we couldn't put it on without those sponsors. So I want to start off at table 1. Leanne Romeo is a Hall of Fame inductee, and back with us tonight. Can you stand up, Leanne? Over at table 3, we have Wilson Vladich. We have Jeff Barishon, our Hall of Fame members. Both of them were soccer players, and they're here with our new inductee tonight, Vjekoslav. And then Jeff Barishon is also a sponsor. I mean, he really knows how to pay it forward. Sponsored a plaque for the basketball team and sponsored Vjekoslav's plaque. We couldn't do it without people that know how to pay it forward. Table 4, we got Patrick Spikuza. Patrick here tonight at table 4. did not make it evidently. So he is also a Hall of Fame member, a soccer player, and he was also a sponsor this year. And we have 2 members representing the Croatian junior soccer club that helped sponsor Vjekoslav's induction tonight. And with us tonight is Mario and Maria Gurgic. Can you stand up? And then over at table 5. At table 5 we have Tony Newman. Tony Newman has been a sponsor since, I believe, year 1. If it wasn't year 1, it's been year 2. There's a lot of inductees plaques that hang at North High that are the reason that they were backed by Tony Newman. Tony Newman, if you noticed in the video, there was the Scott McDonald Memorial Basketball Scholarship, and that was started by Tony. And he has information, anyone that would be interested in donating to that worthy cause. There is information sitting back on table 33 that gives you Tony's contact information, so pick those up if you have any interest in supporting that, especially if you're from the basketball community. So Tony, thank you so very much. Stand up. We really need a round of applause for Tony. And back to the induction.
Next up,
He's a contributor.
this is a very unique Hall of Fame induction story. I mean, when I read it, I had to reread it. I wasn't sure I read it right. Christine DeRenzo Bittner, class of 1995 swimming. Sponsors, please also come forward, Michelle and Kathy Bosway. Christine brings to the Hall of Fame a unique story. She was a 4-year district qualifier in swimming, earned a swimming scholarship, Division I, to Xavier University. The unique part is, she was a Lone Ranger. Her warm-up said, no team, no pool, no problem. She was the only swimmer. We didn't have a pool. She swam somewhere else. But she represented Eastlake North High School. You talk discipline, dedication, perseverance, and she kept going as a North Ranger. Again, her uniform, I couldn't believe it. No team, no pool, no problem. Christine, welcome to the top 1% as a legend.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the heartfelt reception and this incredible recognition. And congratulations to all of the Hall of Fame inductees tonight. I feel truly honored to be in such amazing company. For as long as I can remember, swimming has been a part of who I am. Growing up on Glen Drive in Eastlake, I was lucky enough to have Houston Fisher Pool, or as most of us called it, Jaxie Pool, just a bike ride away. I have my one brother to thank for helping me get started. When he joined the City of Eastlake swim team, I of course wanted to follow right behind him. At just 6 years old, I was ready to dive in, and that was the beginning of my swimming journey. I also have my parents to thank for everything it takes to be a swimming family. The early mornings, the late nights, the endless towels, and the countless car rides. When high school came around and I didn't have a pool or a team, they didn't let that stop me. They rented pool time, found a coach, and made sure I could keep training. Their love and sacrifice made all the difference, and I'll forever be grateful for that. And then there's my other brother who made sure I never lost my school spirit. He surprised me with a custom t-shirt that said across the front, Eastlake North Swimming, and on the back, no team, no pool, no problem. It still makes me smile to this day because it perfectly captured my journey. Determined, a sense of humor, and a love for the sport that no obstacle could shake. Importantly, there were also a few people at the school who helped make my Lone Ranger swimming days possible. I'm especially grateful to the athletic director, Roque Trem, and the administrators who supported my goals and allowed me the chance to represent North, even without a team. Those early lessons in perseverance and dedication carried me through college, through coaching, and through my 26 years of teaching. Swimming taught me that success isn't about what you have, it's about what you make of it. I would like to acknowledge a few very special guests at my table this evening, my parents, my husband, and our son. Sharing this moment with them and being the first swimmer inducted into this Hall of Fame is truly humbling. Thank you to Michelle and Kathy Boswick for your sponsorship, and to the entire committee for this incredible honor. I am so grateful for every person, every lap, and every lesson along the way. Thank you.
All right. She won it. Yep, that was good. Rocked it.
Carrying on with our journey of Hall of Fame members here tonight, Table 6. I want to recognize Mark Abramowitz, part of the 1999 baseball team, inducted in 2020. Mark is also a sponsor. Again, without his contribution, we couldn't continue to do this. Carol Dugan at Table 7. One of the first two in the inaugural year 2007, one of the first two lady basketball players inducted into the Hall of Fame. And also at Table 7 we have Scott Hamilton, who organized the funding for Jim Dugan's plaque. Scott, are you there? Can you give us a stand up? Over at Table 8 we got Ray Sabin Sr., Hall of Fame member. And it's going to be a great evening for him and his son tonight, and also a sponsor. At Table 9, we got John Erickson, who is being inducted tonight, but he was also inducted the very first year as a member of the 1975 wrestling team. We also have at that table Bill Brandt at Table 9, and Bill is also a sponsor. We couldn't do it without the sponsors. At Table 11, we got Chuck Britton and Tina Britton-Slivka, and they are both sponsors. At Table 10, I skipped over Table 10, sloppy notes. Bill and Carol Whitney are sponsors, and Bill will be inducted a little bit later. Table 15, Rich Gerber, 2023 baseball. Table 16, John Max. Little something on John Max. Unfortunately, he was inducted in 2019 for 1990 baseball, but his sister, Susan Max Eden, was inducted 3 years earlier for 1994 softball. So he was beaten to the punch by his sister. And back... And also at Table 16, Jeff Silverstein, inducted in 2020 with the 1979 baseball team. Back to the inductions.
Our next inductee, very special for me, very honored, classmate, Jim Dugan, class of 1972 football. Sponsor, 1971 teammates. And the reason Jim was even put on the ballot was his teammates. And that tells you a lot about Jim Dugan. Jim, come forward, and the teammates come with him, please. There's many classmates in attendance tonight as well. Over the last few years, Jim and I have had a few conversations about potential future inductees. Not one time did Jim Dugan ever mention himself or his achievements.
This is awesome.
You know, my pro basketball background, I learned one thing. When you're good, you tell people.
Yeah.
When you're great, they tell you. Jim Dugan's great. He never said a word. Jim Dugan, he was all Ohio UPI honorable mention, first team all Greater Cleveland Conference linebacker, first team defense all Plain Dealer, first team defense all Lake County Telegraph, second team defense all district, played at Princeton. He's a graduate of Princeton. Today he's a private practicing attorney. And if Jim doesn't tell you during his talk, I'll tell you how good the athletics in the Greater Cleveland Conference were in 1972. Jim Dugan.
Good evening, everyone. First, big thank you to my wife, Amy. daughters, Rachel, Caroline, Maddie, to all 5 of my siblings, all here tonight, to spouses, for all your love and support, always. Special thanks to Scotty Hamilton, Mike Sankovich, and Bob for nominating me, shepherding my nomination, and all my sponsors. And the Hall of Fame Committee for honoring me by adding my name to the list of all the tremendous athletes being inducted into the Hall tonight, with all those from the past and those in the future. The 71 North football season. Long time back, but truly memorable. 8 wins, 2 losses. Tied for the most wins in North's history at the time. Very well coached. Terrific offense. First Ohio high school team, then to run the triple option. Great defense. 2 shutouts, 3 one-score games. 1 shutout being the last North team, I believe, to shut out South. 9-0. Winning for the 10th straight time in a row. Excellent special teams, highlighted by our kicker, Kazula, kicking the first field goal, we believe, ever for North High to ice that South game that night. Thank you. And the Greater Cleveland Conference that year was exceptionally strong and talented. AP's Ohio Quarterback of the Year, Mayfield's Schmidt, UPI's Quarterback of the Year, Doherty, Bedford, UPI's best running back in all of Ohio, Martin Menner. He beat out a guy that certainly all Ohio State fans would remember, Archie Griffin. But we were the consummate team. Not that we didn't have talent. Hovarth, our quarterback, Coppers, one of our running backs, already in North Hall. Ladwig Parker Cool from the 71 team, 71's team's junior class. And for that matter, the entire 71 junior class, the following year's team, 9-1, most wins in North's football history, all of them already in the Hall. Still, no superstars really on the 71 team, but a dedicated, disciplined, hard-working team. And if it weren't for each teammate doing the hard work preseason, during the season, each game, we wouldn't have had those 8 wins that 71 season. And without those 8 wins, I likely don't get the individual awards I received. And certainly I wouldn't be standing in front of all of you tonight being inducted into the North Hall of Fame. So I want to dedicate my induction to all those hardworking teammates and really the entire 71 team. You saw a number of the guys that are here tonight. I'd ask them to stand again, please. And everybody, give them another round of applause, including that junior class. There's a number of guys that are here. Anybody interested too in a startup Eastlake North Football Hall of Fame? Maybe we can get North the first undefeated team ever in the first state championship. See me after, or Joe Schreiber, who's also at my table tonight. Thank you again, everybody. Very, very much.
Okay, continuing to introduce our Hall of Fame members that are with us tonight. At table 17, Greg Suba was inducted a couple years ago, triple star athlete, 3 sports. Welcome back, Greg. Table 18, we got Dean Turner. He's here with his wife, Rosemary. They were a sponsor last year. He was inducted. He was a plaque sponsor this year and actually funded the showcase board for us. Table 19, Scott Krause is here, baseball standout for many, many years. Table 20, we have John McDowell, baseball inducted in 2017. Matter of fact, that was the year I was inducted. We were in the same induction class. John, welcome back. At table 21, accepting and being here to represent our father, Tom Crow, but they were both inducted. Sean Crow with the in 2021 with the 76 basketball team, and Jeff Crow was a member of the 72 football team that was inducted back in 2009. representing her father, David Doan. Amanda Nabolski is also at table 21. Amanda, if you could stand up. And then at table 22, he's not there because he's up here announcing. Bob Foley is a returning Hall of Famer. His brother, Kevin Foley, a great cross-country and track star. And Frank Garino is also at table 22. And we go on with the inductions.
Thus far, I'd say we have a pretty good induction class. Next up, John Erickson, class of 1975, wrestling. Sponsor, Jerry and Gregory Berger, if you'd also come forward. From Berger's Ace Hardware. John's already a member of the Hall of Fame. He was part of the 1975 state championship wrestling team. At 188 pounds, John was a sectional champ. He was third in the districts, qualifier for the Ohio State Championship. Again, he's a member of the 75 state Ranger team. Ladies and gentlemen, John Erickson.
Good evening, everybody. First thing I'd like to do is thank the Hall of Fame committee for hosting this event. And my sponsors, Greg and Jerry Berger of Berger's Ace Hardware. I'm also here tonight to let you know that I wouldn't be here without all the love and support from so many. First, I'm especially thankful for the awesome coaching of John Matucci and the coaching staff, Joe DiPoli, Jay Dombos, and David Craig. Their hard work and dedication continues to influence me daily. I would also like to thank my sister Jeannie, who's one of my biggest fans, and supporting my matches. And of course, I want to thank my wife Darcy, my daughter Sarah, and my son Joseph, who are also here tonight. Their love and support continues to reflect the family values that the wrestling team has instilled in us way back then. Thank you all again for tonight and the unwavering support. It means the world to me. Thank you.
We got two tables that I'm going to review. We got a table 23, Hall of Fame committee member, but the longtime baseball coach and Hall of Fame member, Sparks Ankle, is with us. At table 23, we have Howie Krause, made it to the minor league levels, pro ball, and has come back to be assistant coach at North and is involved with the program. Also, we have 4 representatives that are all Hall of Fame members that are here because the baseball alumni sponsored the baseball team, as well as one of our inductees this year. We got Justin Ray, Dave Boyza, Brad Key, and Denny Dixon with us tonight. At table 24, we got Michelle and Kathy Boswick. Michelle is inducted for track, and Kathy from her time on the Booster Club. We got Mary Jones Decker at table 24, also a sponsor and a track star. Joe Delguide, who is part of the 77 football team we inducted last year as a sponsor. And we also have Jeff Arnold returning as a member of that 77 football team. So we go on with the inductions.
That'll be okay.
Our next inductee, Chet Green, class of 1975 wrestling. Sponsor, Michelle Boswick and Tina Slipka. Chet could not be with us this evening. He's a current member of the Hall of Fame, again part of the 1975 state championship team. Chet was an outstanding wrestler. He placed second in the state of Ohio at 138 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry he can't be with us. Our next inductee, Bob Reichert. Bob Reichert, class of 1969 basketball. Sponsor, Tony and Kim Newman. Bob is a current member of the Hall of Fame as a member of the 1968 basketball team. Bob led the Rangers in scoring and rebounds. It was all Greater Cleveland Conference, all Lake County, all Painesville Telegraph, all News Herald. He was proud of his days at North as one of the Twin Towers. Bob stood 6'6", along with fellow Hall of Famer George Bevington, all 6'6". Bob played collegiately at the University of Steubenville. Bob passed away in 2013 at the young age of 63.
Oh, no. That's terrible.
Okay, before our next inductions, we'll get the people at table 26, and it's full of Hall of Famers. We got Lou Colorgrass, 2 times trip to the state track meet for long jump. We got John Dobray, 2nd in the state of Ohio in 1964 in wrestling, and also one of our sponsors this evening. We got Bill Fickus, who at one time held the school pole vault record, and one of our sponsors. We got Bill Carter, an excellent wrestler here at North, went on to Cleveland State, had a super career at Cleveland State, went to the Small College Nationals. We have John Lane at table 26, inducted for the 67 baseball team back in 2022. Ken Miller, a teammate of mine on the 64 and 65 wrestling team, is here, came all the way in from California, and one of our sponsors. And we also have Carl Nagel, 1966 state qualifier in wrestling, and also one of our sponsors. Roll around to table 27, we have Lorraine Galvin is here, and one of our sponsors, obviously Dave Craig, on the committee, and inducted as a wrestling coach. We have Jeff Wu, wrestled at The Ohio State University, part of the 75 wrestling team, inducted as an individual in 2011. We have Rick McIntyre at that table, part of the 77 football team from last year, and he's creeping up on the ballot for an individual induction, and he's one of our sponsors. We can't thank you enough. Also at table 27, John Cernulich, last year's inductee for basketball and one of our sponsors.
Our next inductee, Ed Rennie Jr., class of 1968 football. Sponsor Dean Turner, would you please come forward as well? Ed was a 2-year starter on the football team and played both defensive and offensive tackle. His senior season earning him first team all Greater Cleveland Conference. One of Ed's best memories was going undefeated against South in his entire career. And as someone said earlier, I think Jim Dugan, 10 straight victories over South. So these are the guys that started it. Ladies and gentlemen, Ed Rennie.
My brain's going. Dean Turner. Can you hear me? I'm terrible at this. But I'd like to thank Dean Turner for sponsoring me, the people I played with, John Beener. Everybody's name's going blank. Carter, Tim Bard. We all had a good time. I enjoyed every minute of it. I wish we were still doing it. But I'm done. I can't talk.
Well, he and I talked earlier, and he told me he's not a talker, but I asked him not to hit anybody on the way up here. He's terrific, absolutely terrific.
That's the best part of that speech. Don't hit anyone on the way out.
Our next inductee, David Romeo, class of 2005, football. Sponsor Gary Kadow, College Prospects of America, who is not with us this evening. I will say this, David is a very rare first ballot selection to the North Sports Hall of Fame. It's his first year of eligibility, and he was not a unanimous, but close to a unanimous choice. In football, David was all PAC two-time, first team selection, all News Herald, all play dealer, two-time all Northeast District, all Lake County Touchdown Club. Also was an outstanding basketball player, being named three-time all conference in the PAC, News Herald Player of the Week. David played football at Lake Erie College, was a 4-year starter and a 3-year captain. As the musician Van Morrison said in the song Domino, Romeo, roll me over, Romeo, here you go.
Good evening. First, I want to thank the committee for this incredible honor, and a special thank you to my sponsor, Gary Cadow. Your family means a lot to my family. To be recognized among so many great athletes and people who have left their mark on this program is truly humbling. Standing here tonight as a Hall of Fame inductee leaves me at a loss for words. I thought about what I might say, and every time I come back to one simple feeling: gratitude. This school, the field, that team, it was more than football. It was a lifeline. It gave me a sense of purpose, direction, and belonging during some of the most formative years of my life. When I was figuring out who I was, this program helped me find strength I didn't know I had. To my coaches, thank you for seeing something in me, even when I didn't always see it myself. You challenged me, corrected me, believed in me. You didn't just build players, you built men. And I'll never forget what you poured into us. To my teammates, this honor is just as much yours as it is mine. Those years were some of the best of my life. We were brothers. We didn't just play together, we grew up together. We had each other's backs, held each other accountable, and created bonds that time can't touch. I still remember the smell of the locker room, the sound of the cleats on the pavement, the band, the feeling of walking out onto that field under the lights and all the fans lined up on the fence with all eyes on us, like it was yesterday. We weren't the biggest, we weren't the best, we weren't the fastest, but we had heart bigger than this room. And that you can't teach, nor could you take that away from us. To my family, you were my foundation. You showed up in every way that mattered. You saw me at my highest and lowest, and you never stopped cheering. Some of those long drives home after a tough loss, I didn't say much, but just knowing you were there meant everything. Every time I took the field, not only did I play for my brothers and my coaches, but I played for my name. And I took great pride carrying the legacy of a last name that bleeds Ranger pride. A legacy that will continue to carry on, because Mandy and I are expecting identical twin boys in January. This honor tonight is, I only got 3 minutes. This honor tonight is more than just football. It's about the people who helped carry me here. It's about the memories that live deep in my bones. And it's about the version of me that put on that jersey with pride and left it all on the field and court, not for the spotlight, but for the team, for the town, and for something bigger than myself. And tonight, as I look around this room, I just feel incredibly lucky. Lucky to have played the game I love, lucky to have been part of something special, and lucky to be remembered as someone who gave it his all. Thank you for this honor from the bottom of my heart. Go Rangers. When I used to score touchdowns in Pee Wee football, I used to ask my father, why weren't they clapping? Why aren't the fans clapping? Now you can clap.
Okay, at table 28, we have Steve Missick, soccer player and a longtime coach at North, Hall of Fame member back tonight. Table 29 is just absolutely loaded. We have 1964 state champion Carl Tomsick and a sponsor actually sponsoring our next inductee tonight. Gary Cavell actually was a basketball player, hurt his shoulder in football, and they had to put a brace on his shoulder, his right shoulder. He was right-handed. He had to learn how to shoot left-handed for basketball and almost led the conference in scoring, shooting with the wrong hand. Damon Falvey is at table 29, also a sponsor with his brother Roy, and Falvey also a Hall of Fame member. Frank Millison is at table 29, a sponsor, as well as Al Wysocki. What I'd like to do now is roll into the next induction. The first person I'd actually like to call up here is a teammate of mine, Ray Sabin Sr. The reason I'm calling Ray up first is I said he was a teammate of mine all through junior high and high school. We did a lot of rolling around together, a lot of drilling together, and we did pretty good as a 1-2 combination, 103 and 112 pounds. Back in 64 and 65. Ray made it to the state tournament in 1964. I made it in 1965, so he's here. Now, I also would like to call up a gentleman that's here with us tonight, Frank Romano. Where's Frank sitting? Frank? The reason I'm calling Frank Romano up, okay, he was at Maple Heights. He was a state champion at Maple Heights. As a matter of fact, our senior year, Ray's dual meet record was 11 wins and 1 loss.
That's the guy.
That's the guy. Now, why did we bring the guy here to beat Ray? Because he went on to wrestle at Ohio State University, went back and ended up being coach at Maple Heights, and then he ended up being coach at Kent State. And he's out recruiting, and there's this kid from Eastlake North named Sabin. He says, Sabin, he was tough. I had a hard time beating him. Maybe I ought to recruit this kid. So he recruited him and brought him to Kent State. That's the good thing there. Carl Tomsik is our next sponsor. Can we bring Carl up here? Now, Carl was a 127-pound state champion in 1964. Went to state with Ray Sabin that year. And now, 60-some years later, everything comes full circle. Where's Carl? Can we get Carl? Come on up here, Carl. There he is. There he is. Okay, so we got Carl Tomsik. Now, 60-some years later, he's the sponsor for Ray's son. And now we're going to turn it back over and let him introduce our next inductee.
All right, our next inductee, I'm sure I'm going to shock you on this one, Ray Sabin Jr. 1999 wrestling. Carl, stay up here, you're responsible. He wrestled at 103 pounds, was 5th in the state of Ohio, in the state of Ohio championships. He's 3-time 3rd place finish in the sectionals, 1st in the district champion. He was the Ravenna and Solon tournament champion 3 times. Waltz Jesuit, Ironman champion, Alliance Top Gun tournament runner-up. These are all big wrestling tournaments. Reno, Nevada National High School tournament runner-up. Raymond went on to wrestle at Kent State University. And I'm proud to say the Sabins, the first father and son duo in the North Sports Hall.
So I thank the committee for all you guys' hard work. It's incredible. Every year I see this. I thank my wonderful wife and my father. Apparently we're the first duo to make this event. And then my wife created all these wonderful people to be here. My coaches are awesome. It's incredible what this sport has done for me, beyond and off the mat. It has taught me discipline and triumph and all that great stuff. Thanks, Coach Romano, for being here. So with that said, coaches matter, for sure. So my wife coached at Kent for years. Coach, you taught me for years. You guys are society. You help raise our children. It's so important to know that. I mean, my wife and I watch our girls who are now doing Division I college athletics. You raise our children more than we do. You're with them more. You guys do matter. So I thank you, all your coaches. Thank you.
Okay, at table 30, we got a bunch of Hall of Famers. Bill Gilmore, 72 football team, and the sponsor, John Marchinko. Also part of that football team and a sponsor, Mike Trykowski and Ron Davis. And we also have Bob Fortuna. We inducted his daughter last year, and he is one of our sponsors this year. Dennis Collins and Terry Collins. And also at table 31 is Don Bryce, a Hall of Fame returnee track star. So.
All right, folks, we're more than halfway across the lake. We cannot turn back. We're going to finish. Next inductee, Bill Whitney Jr., class of 1966 baseball. Sponsor, Damon and Falvey. Damon, would you come forward? Bill was a 3-year baseball player at North, earned all Greater Cleveland Conference and all Tri-County All-Star as a first baseman. He batted .310 both as a junior and a senior. Was Plain Dealer Player of the Week for his shot heard around Lake County. Get this, a grand slam against Painesville Riverside to win the sectional championship for a score 4-1. Bill?
My wife told me to keep this up by my mouth, so this is what I'm going to do. At this age, at the age I am, I'm very shocked that this happened to me. I'm very, very shocked, and it's quite an honor. I do appreciate it. I've been in touch with North High School since 1957, because my mother was like the second person that ever walked in the door. She was the head secretary there for 30 years, so I'm very connected to North all my life. I want to thank the people that came here to support me today. Karen and Michael Manici, been friends for over 40 years. Karen taught in the Willoughby system for 35 years. The athlete in the family, my son, he flew in from Chicago. He was all Ohio in 2 sports at St. Ed's, so crazy. And then my wife. I actually met her in 1972 on a blind date at a football game at North High School. My mother set that thing up, and next week, on October 26th, we will be married 51 years. So I'm very thrilled. Thank you for all the people that voted for me, and this is such a wonderful event that it's very, like I said, I'm shocked that I'm here at my age, but thank you very much.
I love it. 51 years.
To wrap up on our Hall of Fame members, back at table 34, we got Glenn Berkey, who's worked so many years also on this committee. We got the very first state champion wrestler from Eastlake North High School, John Price, is back at table 34. We have Dan Gibson, who was a wrestler. He was also a football star. Here with his wife, Karen, and they are sponsors. Both of them made donations. And we have Bruce Mays. Bruce, if you could flash the Super Bowl ring bling. It's got 2 of those in 2 National College Championship rings, being on the staff of Penn State and Miami of Florida when they played the Gangsters in the Catholics game, and he has 2 Super Bowl rings, being on the staff of the Dallas Cowboys. So we had 68 Hall of Fame members, and I think 37 of our sponsors are here this evening. Thank you to each and every one of you.
Okay, we're going to move on to the teams. Individuals are done. How about a nice round of applause, though, for the 2025 class of inductees. First team we're going to induct, the 1989 boys baseball team. And I'm going to say it before we get going. Coach John Sparkle was the coach. They were Greater Cleveland Conference champions, district runner-up. They had a record of 22-5. In the Greater Cleveland Conference, 12-2. On the road, a 14-1. They had an 11-game winning streak during that process. The 1980 baseball team, could have been the most talented team of any sport that Nord's ever produced. And here's why I say that. They had 2 Major League Baseball draftees, 5 Division I players, 2 Division II players, 2 Division III players, 1 JUCO player. 9 guys are on the field at any given time. That's 11 players that went on to the next level. You can't think of any sport at North that's ever accomplished that. That's pretty outstanding. As I call the members of the baseball team up, please come up on the stage. Come from this side and go out that side. Carlo Barone, Rick Barone, Rich Gerber, Howie Krause, assistant coach, Scott Krause, John Max, Billy Martin, not the Billy Martin, but this is our Billy Martin, Jason McDowell, Jeff Silverstein, assistant coach, Joe Vitale, Dave Whittington, and Lisa Sutik Shaw, and head coach John Spark Sinkle. Coach? Coach, it's all yours.
No pressure.
Good evening, everybody. First, I want to thank the committee on behalf of our whole team. Coach Sankel, Silverstein, Coach Miller, and unfortunately we lost Coach Engelhardt. I know they were a huge impact on my life. I came from a softball background in Eastlake, went to North. I didn't know what a fastball was or a Richie Gerber curveball. And they helped me along the way. It was tough going from softball to baseball, but these are a great group of guys. The best thing I can say, the only thing that was missed in that opening speech, the best all-time winning percentage we had. What? Our team, 22-5. Still hasn't been matched or touched. We started off 2-3, 1-2. We were 5-4, and we just went on a tear. It was a lot of fun. Me and Dave were talking at the table. The one thing we even hate to think about or bring up was our loss to Menor. Now, the starting pitcher was a beast for Menor that year. Left-hander, his name, Eric Vitale. No relation. I would have killed him if it was. He was nasty, but it was a great time. I mean, a great bunch of guys. Richie was just amazing as a pitcher. Every second game, because Spark threw us out there all the time. We were young, weren't worried about conditioning our arms. Every second game, you knew you were going to win. Richie. Yeah, true. The Krause boys up the middle. I mean, might as well have been quicksand. I mean, it was just amazing. We had a great time. I appreciate everything, Coach. I know the guys do. And since I am Italian, I'm going to leave everybody with a joke. We're going to have a little fun here.
Yes.
Okay? If you're Italian, chime in. Why are most Italian men named Tony?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That's how they stamped them when they came over to New York.
Uncle Ray.
Charles is wrapped all around her. I like that.
Uncle Ray, she was thinking about a band-aid when she seen her 2 boys.
Oh, really?
She was so proud. Big deal.
Don't get Uncle Ray. We're going to have to hug everybody.
All right, we're down to the final straw. Here we go. Last team to be inducted, the 1979 boys basketball team.
1979.
Sponsor, Jeff Berishon. Jeff was a classmate. They were Greater Cleveland Conference champions, sectional champions, district runner-up. Had a record of 16-6. Much like the baseball team, they started 4-4 and won 12 of the last 14 games. They lost in the district final to the eventual state runner-up, Cleveland St. Joseph, featuring All-American Clark Special K Kellogg. That should be. As I call your name, please come forward, and the sponsor as well, Jeff Berishon. Rick Bernard, David Blood, Barry Bose, Tom Crow, represented by his two sons, Sean Crow and Jeff Crow, David Blood, Amanda Noblitsky, representing her father, David Doan, Jim Farah, Rick Mack, John McDowell, Sam Perkey, Greg Suba, and Anthony Velitis. Basketball players are easy to pick out, aren't they? Speaking on behalf of the team will be Sam Perkey.
So I think they picked me because I was the youngest and still had some of my memory. But seriously, want to thank the Hall of Fame committee, all the boosters, the athletic team, the athletic director, and all the faculty and staff and fans throughout the years, which we know we had many. You know, the Hall of Fame thing is kind of funny. When you're on the outside looking in, you tend to think, it's not that big of a deal. And you think it's just for those people. But when you get that call, it's a different feeling. It's special, and I think I can speak for all of my team members that it's special to each one of us, just as it was for each of you that are already in. Wanted to just give you a little setting of who we were back then. We were the ones that watched as Larry Bird got beat by Magic Johnson in the state championship, or NCAA championship. We were the ones that saw Dale Earnhardt win his first NASCAR race. We were there when McDonald's introduced the Happy Meal.
Oh my goodness.
We were there when Michael Jackson released his first breakthrough album. We were there when ESPN was first launched in the United States. We were there for the Who concert. This is who we are. All these gentlemen, all these things made us who we were. The hit songs in 1979 were Highway to Hell, Refugee by Tom Petty, Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd, Brass in Pocket by the Pretenders, and Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen. We would not be here, any of us today, if it weren't for the vision of a man who thought he could take this ragtag group of boys and turn us into something special. His name was Tom Crow. He saw something in each one of us that we didn't know was there. We thank him. Dedication, the 25 years that he spent teaching and coaching at Eastlake North, and the time that he spent invested in us. We also want to thank all those players that had graduated and come back and spend those Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays beating on us and trying to turn us into something that we weren't. We referred to Coach Crow as the Old Bird, and we all know, we all have the Old Bird stories. He had a nickname for everyone. you didn't want to be called the lover boy. You didn't want to be called the Frito Bandito. We all know what that meant. We didn't want to be called the big jabroni, or certainly not a snowman. The one story I'll tell you about the coach is how respected he was. One day he pulled me out of the practice and he told me, when I put you back in, I want you to stand on the block and don't move. When I went back in, I stood on the block and I did not move. He pulled me back out and I ran for the rest of the practice. That was out of respect. But we have many great memories. We share a friendship that can't be torn apart, and we just want to thank the Hall of Fame committee and everybody here tonight for your time. Thank you.
All right. The Hall of Fame committee, our role, our induction process. Yeah, we need your help and we need your input. And anybody can nominate an athlete, a coach, or contributor for consideration. You must be a North graduate and you must be out of school 20 years to be eligible. The committee rates nominees by all conference, all state, national awards. Did you take your craft to a different level, college or professional? Did you make a career of the sport? Did you coach in the sport? Age is also a consideration. Ballots are sent out in January or February to everyone that's been inducted tonight will receive a ballot. Anybody who's a contributor or is already in the Hall of Fame already receives a ballot. So you'll have instructions for votes to come back. Usually the first week in March, we introduce who the class will be. But we need your help. And every year, we get a name that we missed. We missed because someone was all-state and we didn't know it. And they're usually a first ballot in. But we need your help. And on your table, you'll see a card. And the card, we're losing 2 committee members, our chairman and our secretary, because they're retiring. If you're interested in helping and joining the committee, either fill that out or see someone on the committee that's here tonight. Next year I will take over as chairman. I look forward to working with our group. We will do a nice job with it. We'll continue as it is. We work to enshrine all, again, deserving athletes and coaches. And please contribute and be back year after year after year, because I think you'll find it's been a great event. Could I please, well, let's first thank a couple people behind the scenes. Donna Berger, 65, graduate. She does all the operations. Bruce Rickert, class of 73, is our photographer. The spouses of the Hall of Fame committee, the time away, the time we spend, absolutely, they do a great, they're great letting us do it. Ed Regovich, Regovich Party Center, is a graduate of Eastake High School. Great meal, well done. We do need to thank the Pecos Foundation, again, the main event sponsor. So we're going to ask Chuck Berger, Glenn Berkey, Victor Puskas, the new principal, Dennis Riley to please come to the stage. And before we make the presentation, I will say this. The bar will stay open for a minimum of an hour, maybe till 10. But let's finish with this before we run to the bar. This is what the Hall of Fame is all about right here. Charlie?
When I talked about our sponsors, again, I think we put on a great first-class event. The Hall of Fame at the school is beyond compare. And the good news is no one on the committee is going to be doing dishes tonight. We covered all our expenses. We funded a new board over the last 2 years to get everything into the Hall of Fame at the school was a bill of a little over $10,000. We were able to cover that with our fundraising. We paid our bills tonight, and we have a sufficient bank account to start the 2026 event. And Dennis Riley is here with us. And after we paid all those bills and are in the position we are, this year we have a direct contribution to the Eastlake North's athletic department in the amount of $2,500 to be used going forward. We actually thank you because you are the people that make all of this possible. Thank you so very much.
Just the 2026 class will be announced the first Monday in March on Mondays with Malta. Charlie Malta is here. He's a councilman from Willowick. It's his radio show. We do it every year on the radio, so the first Monday in March is the date. Dennis, anything?
You're all welcome to tomorrow night. We're home game versus Riverside. If you need a ticket, I'll be here. Let me know. I'll get you tickets for tomorrow. I caught up with a lot of the Hall of Fame members that are getting inducted that are able to come, and we'll get you tickets for anybody that needs it. All right, come see me. I'm around.
Thank you for coming. I hope you had a wonderful evening. The bar stays open. We're Ranger strong.